What's good? What it do? Welcome back to the Wannabe podcast. I am Nate Lowe. This is Chris Bazaya. Today we got another special video for you guys. Today we are recapping and reviewing season 2. If you haven't seen our review of season 1, go click the link down below. And today we're talking about season 2. Do you want to start off? Because I have a lot. Okay, so I just watched season 2, and it's been a while since you've seen season 2, right? And I have a lot to say because I just seen it compared to the other seasons, which I already seen. Go ahead and tell me what your thoughts are first on that.
It's just that it rewrote a lot of Avatar history. Like, it changed a lot to the meaning of the Avatar by adding Rava and Vatu and all
With
the spirit.
Wan.
And then, I don't know, it just added a lot to the story that didn't need to be added, but it was cool that they added it, but it was a lot. Like, Avatar 1 was dope, but the whole story with Rava changed the whole meaning of Avatars, you know?
What else?
Okay,
Want to hear me? I'm telling you, this is definitely, a lot of you people might be mad at this, but this is definitely my least favorite season because it didn't fit the way the other seasons were written. So each season had a main villain, right? And then she would have to, they would all have to fight the villain. This one you could say that, wait, Rava's the good one.
Rava's a good one. Vatu's the bad one.
Vatu, Unalaq, same person.
Yeah.
They collide, you know. You got, okay, in the beginning you got Unalaq. You don't know whether to trust him or not, okay? So you got him, and then we found out that he's bad. Then we found out about the story. Then the story of Rava and Vatu. We hear about that story. Then it goes into Avatar 1's story and why those spirits are important, right? And then it explains all the spirit energy, right? All the different spirits and all that. Then all of a sudden, you got Asami and her father's company struggling with Varric. That's another plot. Then all of a sudden, Jinora has her own plot where she's struggling and she can talk to spirits, right? And then you have another plot with Tenzin struggling to be his own self and not Avatar Aang's thing, right? So you got all that stuff going on at once.
It's funny because, all that shit could have been avoided if Korra wasn't hard-headed and just listened to Tenzin and her father.
Easily.
Like, people were like, oh, she stopped the Dark Avatar. She's the reason the Dark Avatar came about. If she just listened, Vatu would have never escaped.
Yes.
He would have stayed in the prison.
Yes. So my problem is that there's so much going on and so much different things that were added into the Avatar universe with those two spirits. Like, you know that if we watched all the Avatar Last Airbender and Korra and we left out season 2, none of that would even be needed, bro. We could just go based off the fact that there's light and darkness. We don't need to have a whole monster with spirits and all that, which I know some of you guys like prequels, you know? And that's a great prequel with Avatar 1, and it taught us about
that would be
Avatar.
really cool if they just showed us Avatar 1. Yeah.
But we didn't need it in the freaking middle of the season out of nowhere.
It is weird in the plot. It is probably the only season of Korra that you could take out and understand the next season you would still be fine not watching it.
Exactly. I watched season 1, 3, then 4, and I was fine. The only thing that changed was that there was vines all of a sudden.
Yeah, that's the only thing. That's
literally the only thing that changed. It had no other meaning. And then another thing is that season 1 was Amon, right? With bloodbending. We can consider that as waterbending because it's the water tribe, right? Then season 2 you have Unalaq, who's also a waterbending. So we got 2 seasons of villains of waterbendings, you know? It's like we don't need 2 water, Amon. If you got rid of season 2 and made another season of Amon, that would have been better.
It would have been better. I think if they would have made the show just about Zahira or Amon, it would have been way better.
Yeah. So that's my main problem, is that when I was rewatching it, there was so many plots that I was getting lost in, and then there was too much added that you did not need. Tell me, did you need it? You didn't need it, right?
I mean, a whole season. If we had a whole season of season 3, 4 seasons of season 3, that shit would have been fire. With Zahir and the Red Lotus, that shit would have been fire.
And I don't like how dramatic they made. How not dramatic, how anticlimactic they made Korra losing all the spirits. It went quick. It was like 20 seconds. It was just boom, 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 and then Wan died, and then no spirits all of a sudden.
The past avatars.
Yeah. And tell me, bro.
I really thought she'd get it back, honestly.
Yeah. Explain to me. We know we've seen it in Avatar: The Last Airbender. Iroh was able to see a spirit. Tell me how he's able to see. They don't give no explanation how he's in the spirit world, bro. He's just intact.
I think he just like meditated and left his body in the world where it just died off, and he just stayed in there mentally.
And he said it's been, when he saw Tenzin, he said it was 20 years. He said 20 something 20. That was my thought. But he said something around 20 years since he's been gone, and then they seen Tenzin or some shit.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing. Like, they didn't explain. There's a lot of things they didn't explain.
Yeah, Korra left a lot of holes in this.
And there's a lot of things they explained. Hold on, let me pause that. Okay, so what I was saying is that Iroh, how is he in the spirit world? They don't explain that, but they can easily explain Avatar 1's story. How they can easily explain Rava getting locked up. Which one's the bad one, Rava or Vaatu getting locked up. And that tree didn't make no sense.
Yeah, I don't get how the tree had a significance to it. Maybe it's just, I don't know, it's just
all of a sudden it has the memories and shit. What the fuck?
It's just a lot of, they just try to add a lot to the lore of Avatar. They added a lot to the lore.
A lot in one season.
Yeah, they added a lot. That one season, they added more to the Avatar history and world
than the other three. Or
even in Aang's story.
Too much.
It's too much for one season.
Too much.
If they wanted to do something like that, they could have brought it out to 2 seasons. It was a lot to change.
You know what I'm saying? They should have for each season, if they made it, since that was that drastic, they should have made each season at least 20 episodes like they did with Aang. Yeah. Come on now, it was like too quick in a span. You put too much in, you know.
It was a lot too much.
Jesus, what else is there? What is Korra's father's name again?
I forgot his name.
That's a whole nother plot. His story about
being betrayed by his brother.
Yeah, being betrayed by. That's another plot.
It's
How many plots?
It's a lot for like 14 episodes, 13 episodes. It's a lot.
14 episodes. How many plots are you gonna throw in there? And then Mako and Bolin, mostly until I'd say episode 10 or episode 9, they were only there for the Asami part with the whole Varric. That's the only reason why they were there. And then what's his name? Oh my god, another plot. Korra and Mako relationship during that time. They threw in way too much shit in there.
It's a lot.
I know you guys are saying like, oh, why are you shitting on the season? You should be appreciating it because it has a lot of Avatar stuff.
Yeah,
it's just too much. You should have spanned it out. They could have executed it way better.
Like, I really like the Legend of Korra. It was just, it had potential to be better than Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Could have been,
but it failed.
Because the
but
way
it's not
they
even their
executed
fault.
it.
Just like the whole production and all that. Yeah.
Even writing, I'd say.
They fumbled the bag. I could have honestly see the way they wrote season 3. If they gave me that idea, I could write a better storyline for 2 seasons than what they did.
Yeah.
Swear to God.
Yeah. Season 2 was just it was just all over the place. You guys, I've seen a lot of comments saying that you guys love season 2, which is, I can see why, because there's a lot of prequel people out there that love backstories, you know? And that was one whole backstory. That whole thing was a backstory.
Yeah.
It was the backstory of Korra's dad, about Korra, about the uncle, about the Avatar. It's just all backstory.
It's all backstory. Right?
Jesus Christ. What are some plot holes that you would say are on that?
Like the way they wrote Aang and his history, and then you add Rava to it, and it's just like rewriting all of what Aang found out and what he did. And why did Aang never know about Rava? Why didn't
exactly
like Aang was all in tap? He was more in tap with his past avatars than Korra. Like he talked to Kyoshi, he talked to fucking Roku all the time.
Yeah.
He talked to all the past avatars. He talked to Yang Chen, you know.
And the only farthest that he's got was Yang Chen.
Yeah, but then somehow like he never knew about Rava.
Rava won.
I don't know.
They should have.
They've changed a lot to it. Like Aang should have known about Rava if he was so in tap with the past Avatar lives. I don't know. It's just confusing.
Instead of one, they could have just went up to Yang Chen, a familiar face. You know, explained something about that with like even something about that, and then also, I'd say another plot hole that I saw was why did Korra turn into a baby in the spirit world? What was the whole purpose of that when she saw Iroh?
Yeah, they got confusing with that.
They got way too confusing.
Her feeling scared.
Spirit world was just a whole plot hole and a half.
It was just her being scared and her acting like a kid when she's scared, and then when she got brave again, she turned an adult.
Yeah,
it's weird. It was definitely weird.
That was. I just say that's probably the worst season out of all of them. I mean, in my opinion, IMO, right? As they say, in my opinion. Go let us know what you guys thought of season 2. your ideas on what we said, and maybe you guys can help us understand it better, you know? Go ahead and let us understand it better. I saw it recently, that's why I'm just talking a lot on this one, because like I felt like, you know, go like this video, so comment down below, subscribe, check out our merch, get this to 100 likes. You guys got the other one to 100 likes. Get this one to 100 likes, and we'll review season 3.
The best season.
The best season.
Yeah.
Yup. And I'm gonna leave you guys on this question. Again, did Korra ever actually finish off or kill her enemies? Did she ever? I don't know. Stay tuned till next week on the Wannabe podcast. And we're out.